We're back at Giving Day. I know it's going to take a while for people to come back on, but we are having an extraordinary day here at the home of Judy Carone in Sag Harbor as we make our way to our goal of raising $200,000 by the end of today, 7 p.m., where I am envisioning us at our cocktail hour, popping the champagne and making the announcement. Oh, we have with lots of special guests today. I don't know if you guys can see Charlie, but Charlie is our mascot here. Thank you, Charlie, for making a drop in. I'm super excited today because we have the incredible honor of welcoming my friend. I can't believe I get so proud when I get to say that. My friend and my personal mentor and mentor to so many, inspiration to so many, beyond generous soul in this world, Kathleen King.
Thank you. As
all of you know, founder of Tates Cookies and incredible supporter of I Try and our mission and our vision for forever. And I'm just going to start with the story that I always have to tell about how I met Kathleen and how I Try wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Kathleen. So when we started I Try 12 years ago,
wow,
the first year we didn't know what it was going to be, and we just did it. We didn't know what it was going to be. And then the second year, people were like, well, now you need to become a nonprofit. I'm like, what the heck is that? You need a 501c3, you need all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, God. And you need to raise money. Really? Now, that's the hardest thing in the world for me to do. And, so I set up meetings with people, and I would go to talk to them. And I happened to know a friend, Jill Jenkins, who worked for Kathleen at the time. Now I knew that at the time, Tates Bakeshop, you were getting hit up like hourly, basically. Everybody wanted a donation from Tates. And so I had reached out, and Jill asked you, and you agreed to meet with me. And I showed up at the bake shop, and I remember you took me into the back and showed me where the kitchens were. And then we went upstairs to your office, and it was beautiful, and your dogs were there. And we just sat and we talked, and you told me about, your own journey and how, growing up, making the cookies, and how you had struggled with your weight as a young girl, and you really, connected. And I showed you a movie, just this little PowerPoint movie that was so powerful because it just, it came from the heart, and it was the journey of the girls and the words and the whole thing. And I put the screen up and let you watch the video. And, then I had been coached ahead of time by somebody who was like, and then you got to ask for this. And the whole time I'm being coached on this, I'm saying, that's not me. I'm never going to do that. I know I'm never going to do that. So I just showed you the movie. And at the end of the movie, you looked at me and you go, Teresa, can I just give you a donation right now? I'm like, sure. And so you take out your checkbook.
This is how we rehearsed it.
Exactly. That's how I visualized it. But yeah, no. So you take out your checkbook and you write a check, and I'm thinking it's a check for $1,000, which, believe me, was generous at that time. Our budget was probably $30,000, right? So it was. And you slide the check over, and I had no intention of looking at the check. I was, very nicely going to put it into my bag. And as I put it in, my eyes saw zeros, extra zeros, and I had to stop and look, and it was $10,000. To which I was very professional, and I burst into tears.
Which is why I loved you right away. I was like, she's so real. I love her.
Unbeknownst to Kathleen, in my own life, we were struggling a lot, and it was like the worst possible time to be trying to do a nonprofit, and there was no money to do this. Mm-hmm. If that donation hadn't come, we would have never made it through that second year, and that was the thing that said, keep going, somebody believes in you. And not just somebody who has done great things believes in you, and it made. To this day, it was the moment that shifted and made me believe, like, if you can believe in me in this, then it's going. And it's been like that every step of the way. Judy will say that another pivotal moment was, I got an email from you, and in it you said, Teresa, we have to talk. And when you get an email like that from Kathleen, you're like, oh God, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do? Right? And you met, and you and Judy and I met at Provisions, and we sat there, and you said, listen, this is great. What you're doing is great, but it needs to be bigger. it needs to be out there. You need to stop micromanaging the details, and you need to think bigger and be out there, and then everything will fall into place. It was the greatest advice. And I looked at you and I said, I don't know how to do that. And you said, I'm going to help you. And so at least once a year, twice a year, we get together, and you have no idea what you give to me that allows me then to lead this amazing group of people and these girls and share the stories about you. And when they hear about you and eat those cookies and all of those things that we do and we talk about and the dreams that do come true. And just, it is, you've been such a gift to this organization and such a gift to me personally in my life. And I am so honored to call you my friend.
Thank you.
My mentor.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, Teresa,
You're
it's an honor to know you. And, you know, I'm grateful that, you know, I've been able to provide that for you, because this organization is amazing, and watching, you know, you do what you're doing, and you have you know, a very rare gift with people and the girls, and it should not be unnoticed, and it should not be just kept here. It should spread anywhere and everywhere.
Exactly. So that's the goal of this day, right?
Yes.
$200,000 by 7 p.m.
Yes.
So
and
while we're
all
here,
money well spent.
absolutely.
All money well spent.
Absolutely. So while Kathleen is going to be giving us a lot, we hope that you will give back to iTry. Text "What If 2020" to 44321, and hopefully we can see that thermometer go through the roof.
Awesome.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yes. Let's hope.
I've already seen it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
It's
gonna
true.
happen.
I'm a big believer in visualization, and I think you are also. And because, you know, if you don't see it and believe it, then it can't happen.
So do you feel that you've used that tool in your life and your career?
Oh, yes, totally. But truthfully, I never saw or believed in what actually happened.
And yet,
a smaller version of that, yes.
Right. But and yet, one of the most profound things you said to me was, but as it was happening, I felt that it was my destiny.
Yeah.
I get chills when I think about that, right? Because I've had those moments, right, where it kind of everything seems like it's on autopilot.
Like things get in your way, and you just keep moving them
Oh.
aside, and you just keep going to where your path leads you. But you know, Teresa, also, you have a gift also in that you listen to people and you execute.
I try.
And you know, that's the what holds a lot of people back is they don't listen as well, and then they don't execute. They go, yeah, but then a year later they're doing the same thing they were doing the year before, because they somehow just can't execute what they've been told or what map they've been given.
Right.
And that makes the difference between who keeps going forward and who doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the first things you told me. You said for you brought in a business manager and you planned out the steps. You knew what the end result was and you planned out the steps, and that gave you a roadmap to do that. And so we've been doing that, right? Our first thing was we need to build our board. Get more energy behind our board. We've done that. Right now we have a strategic plan and a vision, and we're doing that.
Right.
And then one of the big things was to do what you said, right? To have me move out of the everyday so that I can be the visionary. So in the past year, my title has changed. I think I shared with you my new title. So I am the Chief Visionary Officer, the CVO of iTry. And man, people love that on my business card. They're like, how do I get that title?
I know.
Like, oh, it's very selective. You have to do a lot.
It is very selective.
Very selective, right? But so I had a conversation with our co-chair yesterday, Linda Frankenbach, where I said to her, listen, now the board has been telling me for years the same thing you did. Teresa, you can't be the one lugging the bikes. All right, enough with that.
Right.
You know, which is hard for me because I am a let me just get it done person. Well, you guys, you can't see what's happening off camera right now, but there is a team of people working. They haven't slept in days. And they have been, I put forward like the craziest dream of let's go live all day long. Let's bring people in and let's raise, last year we raised $100,000. This year we're going to double it, right? And nobody told me no. They should have. Maybe they should have, but nobody told me no. And I said to Linda, I go, you'd be so proud of me. I've been like Henry Ford. I go, this is what needs to get done, and you guys need to figure it out, right? And look what happened. Everybody's figured it out, and it's
Right.
flowing, and it's working, and it's magic.
And by saying that to people, you are empowering them.
Yeah.
You know, people that micromanage keep all the good people down because they're not empowered. When you empower someone, okay, this is your job, go do it, let's see what you have.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden they feel a value.
And they can shine and use their gifts and talents and just exceed. And they all have. You all have. Amazing. I'm so grateful. So grateful. So I'm actually going to pop out of this conversation for a second. I don't know if you've noticed, but this is lunch and learn with Kathleen, and we are enjoying. Kathleen already had hers. I haven't, so I'm going to go off camera.
It was delicious. I finished it.
We are having the most delicious butternut squash soup that was made by Aki's Kitchen. And you are all going to meet Aki, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her business and hopefully it's okay with you to get some advice and start the conversation. And then we're hoping that anybody watching is going, sorry, I'm watching the TV instead of you. Anybody watching, please send in your questions and comments. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity, people, to get input from this master right here. So
thank you.
I am gonna swap out really quickly. I'll go this way. Kathleen, you can just chit chat and tell people why they should donate to iTry.
Well, I think everybody should donate to iTry, you know, whether it's 25, 2,500, 25,000, whatever you got. I've seen firsthand what iTry's been able to do with the young women that pass through the iTry program, and by time that they graduate high school, they are confident, empowered, well-spoken, go-getters, which may not have been their position at that time in their life had they not been through the iTry program. Because iTry, not only does iTry teach the mini triathlon, they teach the girls how to bike and swim and run if they have never had any of those experiences, and provide bikes if they don't have a bike, and a swim coach and a bike coach. But they also do so many other programs that empower them. They do you know, drills on how to respond maybe with some type of bullying, or how to respond with your own bullying that goes inside your own head. And they play act various scenarios, and they also get exposed to lots of different things. They bring people in, like salsa dancing, or you know, arts and crafts and science and writing, I mean everything. So it's not just running, biking, swimming, but the key is crossing the finish line. And once you cross that finish line, you know, sorry, they're different girls. And you can make that happen by donating whatever it is you can afford today.
Wow.
I know.
Not sure how to follow up on that. I think you got us all very teary-eyed. Wow. This is difficult. Not sure. Wow. Well, you don't wear much makeup anymore these days.
Yeah. Well, you never wear it on the lower lid.
No. I learn something new every day. That is awesome. Learning from the master.
Not that I was
like
expecting
that.
to cry today, but I never know when it's going to happen.
That's wonderful. Well, I'm very honored to be here. This is very, very overwhelming because so much has happened in such a little time for myself. But to be sitting here with you and all the other ladies that I've met since I arrived about an hour ago, I feel like I need to take a deep breath.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm known to be someone that talks a lot, but I feel that right now I'm like a little like shut down because of everything that I've seen of what this organization is about, what has been accomplished, and to be able to be here and to be part of it is amazing. So thank you very much. Thank you all for having me here. Um, and as I understand, I'm allowed to ask some questions.
Yes, yes, we spoke a little back in the kitchen, and
Yes.
I'd love to hear more. And
About so I'm a food producer out here on the East End. I specialize in soups. I do have a little selection also of salads and some sweets. But I've been thinking already a lot about the little advice I've received from you in the kitchen, how important it is to be able to focus more on what one thinks is their front runner.
just to catch people up because
Yeah.
they weren't in the kitchen, Aki produces soup, salads, and sweets. And in our conversation, she had mentioned that soups is her biggest seller.
Yes.
And I had said, and assuming her margins are the largest on the soups, and she agreed. So my suggestion to Aki was to streamline, because she's in a rented shared commercial kitchen, and it makes things very complicated to be ordering stuff for soups, ordering stuff for sweets, ordering stuff for salads. So that she should streamline into soups and make herself a soup company and maintain that focus and therefore those margins, especially in these early days where it's very important.
And it really gives me, I think it's actually excellent advice. I think the idea came originally turning a dream, a passion into reality. I think this is also part maybe of what these girls manage to do when we all think that, we have a dream and we want to conquer something. And we feel that we can't. I feel with an organization like this and with the right people around you, we get that drive, understanding that if we really want something, we can make it happen. No one should tell us that we can't,
Right.
because I feel like
They will,
exactly.
but you
So
just tune it out.
that happens as well. That happens as well. But I do feel that being able maybe to focus on the soups will give me, and less on the other items, may actually give me a better possibility of expanding it, and figuring out how also to expand the soup line, instead of creating more sweets and
Yes.
more salads. Originally, I thought that it would be nice, as I didn't know which direction to go. If somebody would just say to me, "So what do you do?" and I just make soups, I thought it was just like so short. But look what happened to the cookies.
Right, right.
So
Many people told me you can't make money on cookies.
well, I think you have proven them wrong.
And I said, watch me.
Yeah, I think you have an incredible story. It's I grew up in Europe, and even people that come from you, it is such a beautiful branded company that you have. It's really amazing, and the cookies are amazing. So
Thank you.
my husband loves them. I actually bought a little package yesterday on my way home. But I think especially someone like you are such a wonderful person to be able to give advice to. I'm still in the very early stages.
Right.
I'm in the first little growing pains,
Of course.
and it's wonderful to be able to ask questions and
Yeah.
see how to go, to the next, how I want to take it to the next level.
Well, I think now that we've solved one problem,
one problem.
we're going to, streamline into the soups, because whenever you start a business, you have to have your focus. And at times I've been into various stores, and I walk around the stores, and sometimes I say to myself, they don't know who they are. I don't know who they are. They don't know who they are, because there's no real brand there. It's like there's this item and that item and this item, but
It gets confusing.
But none of it makes sense and doesn't coincide. And And so therefore it's hard to brand and hard to leave your imprint. Because I always say, you know, the food companies especially that make money are ones that do something very simple and very well. Like
I
you have to be like the best and then of that item, and then there's lines out the door, even if it's just one thing. And then after you've established your brand in that way, then you can bring other things on that go.
that streamline with
Exactly.
I think the branding part. I met a beautiful lady out here, and we've been talking a lot about how important it is to brand what it is that we're doing. Her advice is also, like you said, like when you focus on one thing and you manage to brand that, then you can elevate everything that goes with it. It is, I know that on my drive home, there's gonna, you know, my everything is gonna like, you know, oh, I didn't ask this and I had a possibility to do that. But the truth is, I always wanted to make soups. It is what I started. So like the foundation
Right.
is there. And most likely, it is what I'm really going to pinpoint. It's, I feel it is something that is easy to eat, easy to consume. I bottle my soups in the summer. A lot of the
Okay.
soups are edible warm or cold. So I've noticed a lot of women like will just grab the bottle. Not that lunch on the go is the healthiest way to go, but it's
Right.
part of our lifestyle very often. So I have a lot of women that they do long walks or they do running or swimming, and when they're done, instead of like doing a protein shake or doing something else, they actually drink the soup because it has
Yeah.
it's a product that is made with there's nothing processed in it. Everything is locally sourced from our farms here.
And we're all trying to get more vegetables in.
And I think it's important. I also think it's an easy way for children maybe to eat better. It is something that is at my end goal is actually to get children to eat more vegetables, maybe in a fun way, and for people to also know where their food comes from. And I feel all of that, like in that cup of soup, I feel it's there.
Right.
Now it's the way of bringing it to the next level and being able to expand, which we're working on. But it's a lot.
No, it is a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot to process. It's a lot to deal with. It's numbers. Everything is about numbers.
Yep.
So this is. I'm coming to the end of the second year, and so now it's with your advice. I think we're going to focus a lot more on the soups and probably a little less on
Yep.
on some of the other things.
Yeah.
So
Because
it's
the salads and baked goods are highly perishable,
also
which makes it more challenging.
so we freeze our soups. The minute the production is done, at the same time a big part gets frozen so that it's fresh
Right.
as can be, and the others get packaged. If they don't sell within 48 hours or about like 48 hours, I will take them and I will freeze them. So I feel it's an item that can stay fresh, for a very, very long time.
Oh yeah, that's the beauty of.
It always breaks my heart, to be honest, like when you see salads and also the baked goods. Like I do that in like a very small quantity. As I said, it's to have more on the table at the farmer's market. It looks pretty, it's attractive. But it breaks my heart when something doesn't sell. I make sure I give it away, or people. The people.
But just soups at the farmer's market would look awesome if you
just soups.
take your table and put fresh vegetables in the soup. I mean, you don't need that. Those things come in sometimes when you second guess yourself because you wanted to do the soup.
Yes.
And then you second guessed yourself
Yes.
about it's not enough, or it doesn't look right, or I need
Yes.
more, but you don't, because you're going
I'm smiling.
going back to what you originally wanted to do. And, you know, that second guessing ourselves too also can hold us back because we do that. And really your first voice is the truth.
It's the truth. The
So,
inner instinct. That's, I say this to my girls. Always follow your first instinct. Everything else is already like over.
Us complicating
yes,
things.
Yes, and
Exactly.
we're very good at that.
Yes, yes, yes.
We're very good at
Yes.
that.
So do you have any other questions for me?
No, I'm still like very overwhelmed and extremely honored to be here and really thank you so much. It's Teresa, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I hope that people tuned in. I hope that people donate. We need to donate.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
We definitely need to donate. This is of everything I've known and read and learned about. It's an amazing organization. So please, you know, pick up the phone, send text to what if, right? 2020?
That's
yes,
right.
so yes, it's quite a thing.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aki.
Kathleen, you can do the commercial break one more time. Don't cry.
Oh.
Wait. Pick up the microphone.
Oh, I have to do it again?
No. You don't. Actually, here, just unplug. We'll be really professional. Good. All right, I'm just gonna sit right back down and mic myself up. Well, that was great advice.
Yeah.
Aki, right?
I-
When do you get that?
Not very often.
Not very often.
Not very often because the truth is like it takes a lot to
Here,
trust.
come stand here for a second.
It takes a lot to trust in general. Some people are very upbeat and very supportive. Some people bring in negative energy. So it's very hard also, you know, sometimes to separate that. But the truth is when you believe that the first thing, then you should, you know, like a horse, you should run.
Yeah.
Yes.
You should take
Absolutely.
it and you should run. But you sometimes, you know, forget that.
Yeah.
And what I'm doing right now, it's really not easy. It's difficult times.
Yeah.
So
Well, I just want to say I'm so impressed by you that
Thank you.
you know you're a woman of a certain age, and sometimes it's hard for us to
Yes.
reinvent ourselves.
Yes.
And I applaud you for doing this and moving
Thank you.
forward. And I wish you the best of success.
Thank you
for
very
lunch.
much.
When we're done with this, my crew gets to
Thank you for
enjoy.
having me here.
Thank you
very
so much,
much.
Aki. So we're gonna move on because we have some people who are so excited to ask Kathleen some questions. So we have. So actually, we've talked about this, right? Where failure can actually be the thing, right? Yep,
Yes.
we've been there. So I don't know that we want to get into the story of that,
Right.
but what motivated you through your failures to? I know there was really a point in your history where you had to make a really big decision on, do I stop or do I reinvent myself and my business and what do I do in this moment? And I'd
Right.
love I know that I've been inspired by this, but I know everybody out there would love to hear.
Right. Well, first of all, you know, a failure usually, at the time, it feels terrible, of course, but it usually is a gift, and it's how you make it through is whether it's going to be that gift for you or not. So for me, you know, I just felt, you know, I didn't have any choices but to continue to push forward. I mean, yeah, you have a choice, but it's not in me to lie down and give up.
And I know we talked, like, the reality was, you know, you had a mortgage, you had bills to pay, you were known in the community. These were real people that if you just went under, that had a ripple effect. So
Yes.
it wasn't just, it would have been nice, right, to just go under the covers and take some time.
Yes, it was already taking on a ripple effect, but you know, I mean, it sounds cliche these days because you know it's overused, but hopefully not overdone. is gratitude. You know, really, you know, when things got really crazy, I would wake up in my house and be happy, and someone would say, "Well, why are you so happy today?" And I was just like, because I woke up in a house, in a bed, with food within walking distance, and, I always ask myself when things are bad, what could be worse?
It could always be
and
worse.
for me, I had a couple things that could be worse.
Yeah.
And sometimes people would ask me, and I would say, it could get worse. It's like, I'm still healthy,
Yeah.
so I can fight this fight. Now, if I weren't healthy, and then I couldn't fight this fight, that would be hard. So, living with those kind of thoughts in your head is very helpful because, I remember my stepson said one day, why do you wake up happy every day? And I just kind of looked at him and I smiled and I said, well, I said, because I woke up, I said, and then I walked into the kitchen and got food and I have heat in the house. And basically, before I leave the door, I'm 90% there.
That's amazing. Yeah, you and I have talked about that so often, the gratitude, right? And that's what we teach our girls, right? That it's about feeling good, right?
Yes.
If anybody watched our video, so we started this whole campaign is what if, right? What if?
Right.
And at the end of the video, the girls talk about how we empower them with this metaphor of light, that everybody is born into this world as this beautiful, bright light. You ever look in a baby's eyes and, they're chubby and but you can't help but being affected when you're near a happy baby, right? And this is beautiful light. And so we tell the girls, you have a job, right? You have this job to be a light in the world, and your job is to feel so good that your light shines so bright that whoever is in your energy is impacted from it.
Yeah.
And we've done that every year in I Try. This year, it was so powerful, Kathleen. We talked, right? You were one of the first, I'm going to cry again, one of the first people I called because right away when COVID happened, we said, we make a promise to our girls and we said, listen, if you need anything, tell us. We know this is hard. And all of a sudden, girls themselves were telling us, we don't have any food at home. And I couldn't, right? I was not sleeping and I called you and I go, Kathleen, I don't know what to do. And you go, okay, I got this. What can I do? And you stepped right in, right? So that was going on. But in the meantime, these girls were feeling powerless until we reminded them. You got a lot of power. What's your job? Oh, that's right. My job is to feel good because then my light shines. And then what happens? Well, then everybody in my family is going to feel good. And we talked about it and they gave us examples of how that was working in their lives. And it's that simple. Find one thing to be grateful for. It makes your light shine bright.
It's true. It's true. And, also basically how you act, like, first of all, never be afraid of failure because failure is our greatest teacher. And truly, if I did not fail and mine happened to be epic and mine happened to be public, which was delightful, I would have never achieved what I set out to achieve after the fact. I would have stayed where I was, which wasn't a bad place, but what I learned and what I achieved was better. So never be afraid of failure. And then I forgot my other train of thought.
Yeah. And the other thing is be generous, right?
Always.
You are so generous. You're generous with your time and you're generous with your good fortune and you're generous with your heart and your spirit. And that comes back. I hope that is true, that you are a living example of what you give into the world, you receive back. And it's
Well, thank you. I came from, my parents were givers and we grew, I grew up on a farm and it's not like we had anything extra, but they never hesitated to give and to share, and I was witness to that my whole life. So I'm far further ahead financially than my parents. So if they could give as much as they did, I certainly can too.
Yeah, it's really wonderful. It's an honor. It's an honor and a pleasure to spend time with my incredible friend Kathleen. We're so grateful If she could give her time today, this is a busy woman, right? Her time. She sometimes says to me, "What do you need? I'll give you the money, but my time is so valuable."
Well, I know. I get a little selfish with my time.
Right,
these
and you
days,
should.
Only because you know there's nothing more valuable than time.
They're absolutely. We all know that, right? Time is.
And when you take
precious.
time out of the bank, you can't put time back in.
Yep. And any bike ride adventures coming up for you?
Not right now. I did the Finger Lakes and I did
did.
Keene, New Hampshire, which was
Nice.
great. So I try to make the best of what's
Are you
legal.
still going out to the San Juan Islands?
No, that
Oh,
I
got
didn't.
canceled.
That didn't happen, and things are, we're all in. Everything
Yep.
is shifty. So
Yep.
I bike around here, the Hamptons.
Yep.
And it's lovely. A lot of traffic, but
Yeah.
I'm still
But we
standing.
make do.
Thank God.
Do. Exactly. Well, I taught you my pink bubble, right?
Yes.
So you put yourself in the
Yes.
pink bubble when you go biking, and then nothing can happen to you.
Yes.
You
Yes.
stay safe.
Yes. Let's hope.
Exactly. Exactly. So T, are we about to move on? Oh, keep going. We have 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay. So Kathleen, with 1 minute left, say somebody's out there who is wondering what they can do tomorrow that may make a difference in their business. What's one thing? You already gave them the gratitude.
I'm a big promoter of emotional detachment.
It's so easier said than done, right?
Yes, it's true. But if you have a business problem right now that you need to answer for yourself, ask yourself, if I take the emotion out of it, what's my answer? And that's your answer, and move forward. And the more you practice that, the faster you will get at making decisions.
Wow, that's great advice from somebody who's practiced it.
Who got stripped of emotion.
Right.
Not that I'm not emotional, obviously. You could see me cry, but when it comes to making decisions, I do not let myself get clouded over with what I think everybody else is going to think, what I think they want. It's just, because really what the right answer is.
Right.
It's what you're doing to yourself that's confusing you. So stop doing it.
Yeah.
And then you know the answer, so then start executing on that answer.
Fantastic, priceless advice. Priceless.
I just have one quick thing that
Sure,
I wanted to say.
come on in. Come on in.
I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I have always felt like meeting you and having you join the iTry family in the way that you did really is one of the major reasons we are where we are today. Because Kathleen, it is because I remember when Teresa and I at the beginning came to meet you at that little coffee shop in Southampton, I think.
Hampton Coffee.
Yeah, Hampton Coffee. And like within 45 minutes, we were kind of laying out our plans for expanding and what our challenges were. And I looked at Teresa and she said, ask her. And I was like, Kathleen, how would you feel about joining our board? And you said, time, as you just repeated, is the most valuable thing that we have, and that you had made a commitment to not
To myself.
spread to yourself and to your family, to not, like
Commit.
yeah,
Yeah.
to things outside of
Yeah.
your personal life. And you said, but okay, for iTry, I'll do it. And when you joined our board, and I think this was like almost 5 years ago, it gave us a calling card, really, because you're so respected in this community.
Thank you.
And I think that what you brought was legitimacy to our board. And from that day on, it was all uphill. And I think, and we've got an incredible board now.
Yeah.
Incredible people from all different walks, different ages, different, different everything. And I feel like that whole journey was started the day that we all met. So
Well, thank you.
Thank
you guys
you.
do incredible
Yeah.
things,
One of the
incredible
things
work.
that people may not know about Kathleen King is that she's actually an accomplished Latin dancer.
No.
Just take it. Just take
Not
it.
that kind of
The girls certainly thought so. So as part of our success circles, Kathleen and her dance partner taught some dance to the girls, and they absolutely loved it.
That was
right?
fun.
That was
That was
really
fun.
fun.
That was
yeah.
fun.
So there's lots of ways to give to iTry. If you can give money, we definitely need it.
Yes.
We've got to see that pink go.
Today,
go
give
through.
money. Tomorrow, time.
Exactly. Tomorrow time. Time is precious. We need
good.
that precious time
That's
too.
slogan.
But anything you can do to give today to help us to get to our goal is so appreciated, so needed, and we're so grateful. So remember, text what if to 44321. For those of you who don't know how to do that, because it took me a while. So you go to your text where it says 2, where you usually put the phone number, it's okay, 44321. Then in the body of the message, you just say, what if 2020 all together? It brings you to a very simple site where you're going to put in your information and give big to iTry. So simple, but is so impactful. And we're so grateful. Kathleen, we're grateful for your time, which
Thank
was
you.
precious.
Thank you.
Remember to come back, join us tonight for our cocktail hour. One of our girls, I don't know if you have followed Nora Conlon. She's one of our iTry alums. She's now in the high school. She's a singer-songwriter, and she's going to come back during the cocktail hour. She's going to sing. Her mom is Erin McGinty, who many people know is our local allergy specialist and infectious disease. She's been leading us through COVID, honestly. And they're both coming. They're going to talk, but Nora's going to sing for us tonight.
Aw.
So tune back in. If you can come live, great. But if
At
not,
what time is that?
5:30 to 7. And then, of course, at 7, we will be popping the champagne. But really, we're going to also, anybody who donates $100 or more will be entered into a drawing. We've got some great prizes. So give 100. Be in the raffle. Thank you so much, Kathleen.
Thank you for
and
having
are
me.
we staying live? We're going. Keep going. Okay.
No.
We're going to stop. Okay. We're cutting out. Sorry, I have technical issues here. Take care.